So it is the final week of the summer transfer window. Man United, we've signed Mason Mount, we've signed Andrea Onana, and we've signed Rasmus Højlund. 3 big signings, but we need more in this final week. What could happen both with ins and outs? Give me 10 minutes of your time. I'll bring you bang up to date on everything that's happening with Amrabat, with Gravenberch, with Maguire, with McTominay, with Van der Beek, with Eric Bailly, with everything that isn't happening. I'm going to rate every transfer out of 10 in terms of how likely I think it is that it will happen this week. So this will bring you bang up today. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Look, I've had this board up all summer. I can't wait to take it down. I'm bored of seeing it. So many names on it. Some movement, more needed, and Erik ten Hag does need this week to go right if our ambitions this season are to genuinely be in the mix in April, to get to the quarters or the semi-finals of the Champions League, to build on last season with the current squad, with the holes that we've got. I don't think that's possible. I think we need to have a good week. So what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to run through all the sales and exits first. I'm going to rate it out of 10 in terms of how likely I think it is to happen. And then we'll move on to signings as well. Let's dive into it because there is still so much in terms of both ins and outs that could happen this week. Now, one that is definitely going to be happening, right, is, of course, Dean Henderson. And that's not really a definitely happening. That's basically, it's already happened. It's been given the here we go from Fabrizio. Henderson, I'm giving that a 10 out of 10. And in the exact same way, I'm giving that a 10 out of 10 by proxy, I suppose. I'm giving Bayindir a 10 out of 10 in terms of him being signed. So Bayindir is going to be the replacement for Dean Henderson. Let's give that a little underline there. Try and get nice and neat for you. Yeah, I'll try. That's going to happen. Henderson's gone, 15 mil plus add-ons. Bayindir coming in for around about 5 million. Good. That leaves an extra 10 million, hopefully, for more signings because we need more. Trust me, I'm moving on to Amrabat quite quickly. Don't worry about that. This one I've found confusing all summer long. I don't know whether I'm going to presume it's because Real Sociedad have been concerned about his fitness record. Maybe it's something to do with wages as well. Maybe it's a little combination of both. I'm not particularly hopeful this one. I'll be totally honest. Van der Beek, I'm going to give it... I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would put the Van der Beek one down now as probably maybe a 6. Nah, 5. I'm going to give it a 5. It could well still happen, right? I'm not saying it is impossible, but it's felt a bit... If Donny was going to go, Donny would have already gone. Hopefully they figure it out because there's no point in having... Ten Hag's already said with Williams and Van der Beek, he goes... we need players who are 100% committed to the club. And neither of them are. Their head's a little bit out the door. So hopefully we find something for Van der Beek. And the same thing goes for Eric Bailly. This one's even arguably weirder. Because we're trying to let him go on a free. This is Sky Sports a few days ago saying, look, Marseille are pushing to sign him. It's not about signing him. It's about who wants him on a free transfer. But I'm going to have to put Bailly in the same category as Donny van der Beek. I found it weird. I don't really know what's gone on here. But for some reason, we haven't been able to ship Eric Bailly off. It's really odd. Now, the one that... It's not really... This one infuriates me, if I'm being completely honest. I think that it feels like our whole summer transfer plans just kind of hit the Maguire brick wall. And we know why it did. Now, you've got reports coming in from Fabrizio Romano suggesting that a deal could be back on for Maguire. But a loan deal. Now, we spoke about this in depth on the live show this morning, so I don't need to go into massive detail. But if this happens, Manchester United would be left with Varane, Lindelof, and Martinez as our 3 fit centre-backs at the club. You could add Johnny Evans into that if you want to, and maybe he would be the alternative. But United had to be better than that. Surely. But Maguire rejected that move away because he wanted that payoff from United on the 2 years of the contract. Now the idea that he might go, you know what, lads? Yeah, I'll leave on a loan deal 4 days before the window closes and Man United might not be able to sign a replacement. Now, Jason Burt from The Telegraph saying the opposite, saying, look, as it stands, he's not going to be leaving. And United in an ideal world, we're going to be letting Maguire go, using the money and reinvesting it into Debo. And I would love that to still happen. But in terms of Maguire leaving, I personally think there's more chance of Van der Beek and Bailly leaving than I do of Maguire leaving. And again, as I said, by proxy, that means I think there's about that much chance of us signing Todibo. I don't think that one's going to go through. I don't think I do. It's just... I hope Maguire gets sold. I hope it's the end of this conversation, because it's just like, what are you doing, mate? You're wasting a year of your career. You're wasting our time. You're wasting everything. Go play elsewhere and enjoy yourself. You're not going to enjoy yourself at United this year. That's the main sort of exits. There's a couple more to speak about as we go through here, but that's the main ones down there. Let me go up here because I'm going to need a bit more room. Let's go on to this guy, which is the focus point for United, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, you might see Samuel Luckhurst saying, look, Amrabat, nah, it's unlikely he joins. And that's what clearly his club sources are telling them that. Fabrizio Romano has consistently said the total opposite. That Amrabat wants to join United. Or maybe that's two different things. That's more the case of what the club wants rather than what Amrabat wants. But Amrabat ticks all the boxes. He's cheap, so that ticks the cheapness of our club right now. How confident am I? I'm probably about that confident. Maybe I'm trying to speak it into existence, right? Speak it into existence that Amrabat comes in. But he really does tick all the boxes of our midfield, what we need. He wants to move. United want... I'll be staggered if United don't want him. It's all about the sales. That's where the blockage is coming from. The Maguireberg. And all the rest. Van der Beek, buy. But we've got some money from Kovar. We've got something we got on the board here. Got money from Kovar. We've got money from Fred. Got money from Henderson. Got money from Ilanga. Got money from Tellez. We should have enough money for this guy. Man, it's annoying seeing United scraping round, looking for loan signings. And look, maybe there's a loan signing that will happen here that I don't think anybody expected. And I'm not sure I still do. McTominay to Bayern Munich and Gravenberch come in the opposite direction. That's what's being suggested from Bild, German newspaper. Not the most reliable in the world. Now, Ryan Gravenberch has already been speaking about his future. He goes, I don't know what's going on. But we know full well that United and Liverpool have both been in contact with Gravenberch's representatives weeks ago. That's already been part of a conversation. In terms of how likely I think it is, we go up here that we see McTominay leaving on loan and Gravenberch coming in on loan. Maybe a 6. Do I think it's more likely than buy? No, I don't think I do. I'm going to go down there on a 5 on that one. I would like it to happen very much so. Gravenberch clearly is a profile that Ten Hag needs more of in this team, and McTominay clearly is just not somebody who's in Eric Ten Hag's plans. Neither is Maguire, neither is Donny van der Beek, neither was Brandon Williams, and neither was Fred. There's just players in and out. That's just what happens. I hope it happens, but I don't particularly think it will. Now, the one that's kind of caught us all by surprise, really, the club included, is the idea of signing an emergency left-back. Now, we've been linked with Cucurella. We've been linked with Alonso. We've been linked with Reguilon from Spurs as well. And, of course, if that happens, then Alvaro Fernandez, it looks like his loan to Granada is going to be going through. And I'll be honest, I think this one will go through. I'm going to go down here and say the signings. Now, I don't know in terms of that left-back signing. I would probably predict Cucurella. And if I'm honest, out of the options I'm seeing, that's probably the one I would prefer the most. I would probably give that an 8 out of 10. And therefore, I would give Fernandez's loan. I'm going to need to write loan down here, aren't I? Loan, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10 as well. I think this is likely to happen. McTominay would be a loan. Maguire, apparently that would be a loan. Weird. Look at all these bloody loans. I think Van der Beek would be a loan as well, wouldn't it? Mad. But yeah, I need to make that a bit smaller so you can see it. Is that better? Can nearly fit it in the window. Look at that. Nearly made it there. Right. There we go. That's what I've got down. Let's run through this. Let's go full screen. I think, well, Dean Henderson leaving, that's definitely happening. I think Donny van der Beek, I'm 50-50 on that one. Same with Eric Bailly. I don't think Maguire's going to be leaving on loan to join West Ham. It would leave United really shortchanged. Unless we can sign Todibo on loan with paying for him next. It feels complicated. It feels unlikely at this point. And McTominay, I'm saying 50-50 for that Gravenberch situation. I think we'll be getting Henderson gone. I think we'll be getting Fernandez leaving on loan and getting these signings in. So the two, look, you can see the 3 signings I'm most confident of. Bayern is going to happen. We're going to get a backup goalkeeper. I think we'll get a backup. I'm more confident of us getting a backup left back than I am of us signing Amrabat. I didn't even realise that, but now I do. This Amrabat one's got to go through, man. It has to. It really, really has to. What would you rate Manchester United's window overall if these happened? I suppose they're not all going to happen, are they? If you had to pick the 3 most important ones from there, I would probably go Amrabat. Absolutely critical that happens. Maguire leaving, I would put that as pretty critical. I would put getting Gravenberch as critical as well. And given that Eric Ten Hag doesn't trust Fernandes and Dalot to be that left back spot, I would do the left back signing as critical as well. You can let me know what you think in the comments below, but there really is so much more that needs to be done this week for it to be considered a very strong window. We've been bottlenecked by the lack of sales. We've been bottlenecked by that. We've hit our budget early with those 3 big signings. We need more sales, clearly, and we need new owners. The only reason we're walking this financial tightrope is because the Glazers have run the business side of our club into the ground, and we've not been smart in the market for the last 10 years or so. Real massive overspending and not recuperating, not selling players at a high enough rate to recover some of those. It's annoying. It needs to be fixed. That's what I think is going to happen this week. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Busy week ahead, and I hope we get it right. Because if we don't, I don't think we've got any chance really on improving on 3rd place finish and a League Cup this season.